Now in. Oh! Let's go! We hit. Let's go, baby. 702 Sports. This is how we get it in. Come join the show. And thank you so much for tuning back in to 702 Sports on the sideline. We are here, myself, Big Al, Seth, and cousin Faison, and Rylee. Hey. And we are here at Caesar's Palace. We got this beautiful room right here that we decided to just go ahead and have a more of a homegrown 702 family effect. As you can see, we are here. But one thing I like to say, America, and to everyone, thank you so much. This show brings a lot of humility and gratitude to us over here at 702, to all the people at BGC, to all the listeners out there in Texas and in Oklahoma, that you can get a chance to see us on YouTube. Go to Creation for Cause, download it. You get a chance to see all of the 12 episodes, this being the 13th one. But I'm also want to say thank you so much. We are produced and created by Creation for Cause and proud supporters of Best Buddies. And Best Buddies, I want to tell you thank you for being part of 702 and taking us into the family. Special Olympics with Mr. Mon, Daryl Day at BGC Sports, Cedric Bailey, BGC Sports, Patrice Evans with Front End Sports. Thank you so much. And Celeste, thank you so much for just working with us, right? I just, the spirit is just coming out in me. This is a very fragile time for me, but again, it's full of love and gratitude. And I can't thank everyone, to my crew, Anise, Mike. Anise was sick last week, and it really brings out a tear to me that she's here. She was very ill last week, and she's recovered. God has blessed her with good health, and she's here doing the show behind the camera. And Faison right here, my cousin, got into a car accident last week, right? Somebody smashed his front end, but guess what? By the grace of God, he's here. Seth, right here, his father had a heart attack last week. He had to go to California, right? By the grace of God, his father is here. Prayers are answered here at 702 Sports. And I want to tell you, thank you so much. On with the show. We got a recap of college football that we're going to start off with, right, fellas? We love college football.
Exciting times.
Yeah. And the first thing I want to be so excited about is that the Rebels, have won, and they are all alone in first place. Yeah. All alone in first place with first-year head coach Barry Odoms, who Barry Odoms was at Missouri, right, and came here, and the Rebels are 9-2. But here's the thing, fellas. Who would ever think, as much as we've been talking, right, that Air Force, who was 8-0, drops 3 in a row to Hawaii?
Yes.
Dropped 3 in a row. They were all along solo, sitting Han Solo, right, in first place of the Mountain West. They dropped 3 in a row, and Fresno dropped 3 in a row.
I love it.
Incredible.
Love it.
So now we got a ticket punched into the Mountain West Conference title game. I cannot wait. Hopefully we will be there. Now, going on to another game, which was really big. A lot of people were saying, Al, you must be crazy. They was like, Washington not going into Oregon State, right? Yep. And beating Oregon State. I said, you know what? Not when Michael Penix Jr. being the second runner-up Heisman. How much we've been talking about MPJ?
Oh yeah. He's been executing every game. Besides that one game that he had no yards in the first half. Which we'll talk about that later.
Okay. What do you think about that, Seth? You know, people talking about doubting ESPN, doubting that Washington, the Cougars, who were undefeated, couldn't go into Corvallis, and the weather was messed up. It was raining too. So what do you think about that?
Look, going into Oregon State is one of the hardest places that any college football fan knows. Going in there is not an easy place to win. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Now the big question is coming up this weekend, Oregon State, Oregon. Is the revenge game from last year. Pac-12 knocked them out of the Pac-12 championship.
That's going to be a big game right there. You know, one thing I was watching, fellas, about the college football playoff, I'm so happy that Washington has got the ticket. They are ranked 4th. They were ranked 5th, right? And now they're ranked 4th. They are in the top 4. And if you know anything about college football in the playoff bracket, the top 4 is at the big dance. All the other teams, they're on the dance floor dancing. But when you go to the main stage, you got to be in the top 4.
I mean, with the Florida State, with the injury happening to Travis, I mean, that was a terrible injury.
Florida State was ranked 4th, but they play my Gators this weekend.
With the backup, we've been talking about this all year.
With the backup quarterback with Florida State, so they need this game, and don't be surprised they lose this game, America. Really, not saying because I'm a Gator fan, but those two teams could be 1-9. It don't matter. You get the best football out of any Florida State game. So another game I like to talk about people is Texas, which my cousin works at Texas, UT. He's a counselor, and he tells me all about Texas. Big things is in Texas, especially this year. Texas only has 1 loss, and the quality win they got is beating Alabama. So
on the road.
So if anything, Seth said on the road. On the road.
Going to Alabama is not easy. Not easy at all.
Incredible. So to get that win, that's going to go long with Texas. So they're just really waiting to see if any one of these teams, like even the Washington team that I'm really liking, if they get knocked off, Texas in the Big 12, they taking their spot. The Alabama only has 1 loss, right, fellas?
Yeah. I mean, but what do you think about, you think Oregon's a better team than Washington right now?
Yep, because they're going to rematch in the Pac-12 championship game. Where at, fellas? At Allegiant Stadium here.
Incredible.
At Allegiant Stadium here. The last Pac-12 game ever. Forever. So that is going to be incredible. Now, here's another good, sexy team that I really haven't been paying no mind to. Faison, what do you know about Louisville? Louisville, the Ville.
Yeah, I actually had them last game. I watched that game. That was really good. They end up coming through late.
Yep, they did.
And coming through late, coming back on a comeback win. They were down like 3 points and then turned it around.
That was incredible because Miami was on them.
Yeah, it was a touchdown from the 20-yard line, I believe, and I was going crazy.
Miami just keeps biting themselves in the foot. I don't know what their problems are, but they got to get it together.
They do.
They really do.
They do. Now we're going to talk about this one team that just keep rolling teams up, and that is Georgia. Okay, Georgia beat Tennessee, right? I'm surprised, but Tennessee just lost at Missouri, so they were down. Georgia still number 1 and getting a chance to repeat. But guess what, guys? I didn't say in the last segment, but here is the trivia question in college football.
All right.
What was the last team to three-peat?
The last team to three-peat?
Mm-hmm.
Give me the years. We talking...
It's just period. The last team to three-peat, period. There's only been one team that three-peated.
In college football.
Yep. And I'm going to I'll let you guys, I'll give you a guess and I'll give you a hint.
I'm going to throw out Alabama.
That's what I was thinking.
Alabama? Nope.
Clemson?
America, I'm going to give them one more hint. It's a Big Ten team.
It's a little easier, but...
Boom, 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 boom.
OU?
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Just tell us out.
Boom, 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 boom. The last team that three-peated was the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Yeah, I would never have gotten that. That was the furthest from my mind right
What
there.
were the years? 1934, 1935, 1936.
We knew that.
I wasn't born.
We were just talking about that.
Sorry about that. No, but you know,
The 30s.
Our parents probably wasn't even born.
No, I don't think my parents were born.
You know what I mean? So that was the trivia question. I just want to throw some gems out there for you guys. Talking about that Texas team that we like to talk about, they beat Iowa State 26-16. But here's the skinny: they haven't won in Iowa at Iowa State in 3 years. So that was a big game for them to turn around and get it right. So, but here's the upset. Oh my gosh! When have you guys ever known a team to be 10-0 and cannot go to their own championship game? And you know what we're talking about? That team that plays in the Sun Belt Conference, which is James Madison, JMU.
Sneaky team.
That was crazy. JMU people, James Madison University, Sun Belt Conference, they were 10-0, okay? And with that, they knew going into the game against Appalachian State that they wasn't coming to the big dance. I was like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, how does the NCAA do that?
And that was App State. That was the last second.
Yes, it was.
Seconds ticking off the clock.
Yes, it was. And they lost 26-23. Granted, Appalachian State was winning the game, but James Madison, big ups to you guys. You know what I mean? You work really hard, and I just hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? I mean, you guys work hard for it, so next year it'll be better for you. So we're gonna move on to this game, which really shouldn't talk about, but it's Oregon who is gonna rematch again with Washington. They just rolled up Arizona State.
Bad.
49-13. 49-13.
That's my school, man. That was hard to watch. That was hard to watch.
Wow.
I thought ASU's not very good, but
You're right.
I mean, defensively they're not terrible, but 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, and you drop a spot in the Heisman.
Yes.
That's what's wild.
That right there was really bad. But, you know, speaking of stats, I got to go back to the Rebels, okay? Because when I talked about the roads of glory, remember the 3 roads of glory was Raiders, Knights, Aces. Now I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle the Rebels in there, right? Because I'm just so proud of the Rebels, right?
We can replace the Raiders with the Rebels for this year at least.
There you go.
And guess what, guys? The gates have opened up for our hometown Rebels to put them in the roads of glory.
And Al, they're not just
there
winning.
now.
They're dominating.
They're dominating. And what I want to mention was, guess what, Faison? Not only were they down against Air Force, they shut them out in the second half.
Yes.
Shut them out. 17-0 in the second half. So Rebels, good defense. Final score, Rebels 30, Air Force 27. Let's go. Come join this UNLV Rebel 702 Vegas propaganda that's happening right here. Why did I say that right? Propaganda? Propaganda. Oh, well, I got these power words. I'm hungry. I'm trying to get this turkey real quick.
And they do usually win the close games, too. They've been winning a lot of close games. Versus Colorado State, that last second field goal was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous.
I think they'll win the bowl.
You ready for this, though? There's another big upset that happened that we really have been paying attention to. And it's the last game we're going to talk about, then we're going to go on break, America. But check this out. When is the last time you ever see a SEC school lose to a Mountain West school?
Been a long time.
I'm trying to think it out. Just going back in my memory box, I'm like, man, you
Were
can't.
we
alive?
I'm not that old.
I can't even remember that. That wasn't a trivia question because guess what? New Mexico State beat Auburn. Beat War Eagle Auburn in Auburn.
Al, that cost me a lot of money. Al.
That right
Aggies.
there,
That cost me a lot.
They were a double-digit dog. 1, 2, they're a Mountain West school.
And they suck.
Right? And here it is.
Just to be blatantly honest, they're not good.
I mean, man, they like this. That's how bad New Mexico State is. That's how bad they are.
But they can run the ball and they run the clock out.
Run the clock.
That's how they win the game.
What's really embarrassing is that Auburn only scored 10, and New Mexico State scored 31.
And then who does Auburn got to place this weekend?
Alabama in the Iron Bowl.
Right on the cusp of the playoffs.
Yes, and that right there, you know what that smells like, fellas? Where is it at? Where is it at? Cash, money, Bama. Book it. Bama's at home. That is a big rivalry. You got husbands and wives that go to different schools and they get at it with that. That is must-see TV.
It's gonna be
Auburn at Alabama. So now we're gonna go on a quick break. Just want to say thank you and get back to us real soon. We have a lot of things that we have to be thankful about. And this is 702 Sports on the sideline with the crew, produced and created by Creation for Cause, and proud supporters of Best Buddies. Thank you very much. Get back to the show. Thank you. And thank you so much for tuning back in to 702 Sports on the sideline, produced and created by Creation for Cause, and proud supporters of Best Buddies. And we are back. If you see this deliciousness that's right here, Big Al's first turkey ever made. Got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. What you gonna do? Not outside on the corner. You know what I'm saying? So we got this deliciousness right here. But we really want to come to America because we want to tell you what we are so thankful for. And myself, I'm so thankful for a woman that I met a year and a half ago. And she seen me at work. And she seen how excited I was. And she said, wow, you would be great on camera. And it just touches me, you know what I mean? Because someone actually seen what I like to do. And it took some time, but I'm here. We here. 702 Sports, Creation for Cause. We here. And I'm really thankful for the good Lord above. I'm thankful for my wife and my family and our health and my son being a senior at UNLV through the tough times, couple of car accidents in between, but he's there. He's on pace to graduate. And I'm so thankful for Mike and Anise and the platform. And I'm so grateful for BGC Sports Network, for Daryl Day and Cedric Bailey putting another platform for us. And Miss Patrice Evans with Front End Sports, another platform. And I just can't do nothing but thank the good Lord for bringing these people in my life. Seth, what do you have to be thankful for?
Yeah, I just want to piggyback off that. I mean, it's amazing being here with all you people, like-minded, talking about things that we love, family, friends, health, and, you know, just being born in America and living in the greatest country in the world. I mean, I just can't get over how thankful I am for that. And, you know, meeting you, Rylee, have been great. And what about you, Rylee?
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, Grandma. I miss you. I love you.
How do you follow that up?
Well, I'm thankful for, you know, being here, still being alive. I got a new car, if you guys want to know that. Car accident, I got a new car already, so I'm thankful for that. And yeah, I'm just thankful for, you know, being on this 702 Sports. They welcome me as like their own family, and we're taking off from there.
Mm-hmm. We love, you know, when you see people who have the same goals and desires and passion that you have, I mean, it's nothing to include them, to have inclusion with it, and it flows so good. You know, Faison's my cousin, and he's like so passionate about it. And when I seen Seth, his smile lights up a room just like mine. So I knew as soon as the stars lined up, you know what I mean? So thank you, Seth. Seth has always been someone that says, hey, whatever you need, I got it. You know what I mean? And that right there is a friend. You know what I mean? If they have the powers to be, they will make it happen with you. And I want to tell you, thank you, Seth. I'm so glad you're part of our 702 family. I'm also glad for JP and Mara that they're on a special assignment, but I don't want to leave out anyone for everybody who we did the show with. Mr. Brett Raymer, right? Please get well. We did the show at your Stallone's restaurants, both of them. Please, we miss you. We miss you, Alex, at Coffee Parlor. We miss you, Miss Sydney Knotts. right, for Horses for Heroes. We miss you, Marissa, at Horse Trailer Hideout. We miss you, Kessa, general manager for Jersey Mike's. So we miss everyone. If I've left anyone out, have I left anyone out?
You left out Skylar and Nick.
Skylar, Nick,
Paul Brooks.
and Paul Brooks.
Paul Brooks Sr.
Paul Brooks Sr. And Paul, your mom, I miss her. I can't wait to be on the show. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to have the Brooks family sitting here. They are great people. Great people. So just want to say, oh, Disco Baller, you know I can't forget you, mama.
Hi, Al. I was wondering when you were going to introduce us, puppets, I guess you call us, to your set. Can I talk about what I'm grateful for, Al?
What are you grateful for, Disco Baller?
I'm grateful for whoever put this beautiful crown on my head and whoever took the time to do my hair so beautifully. I just love it, and I'm so grateful you just keep having me back. It's just such a good time, Al.
Thank you,
It's
Disco
such a good
Baller.
time.
It wouldn't be a show if it wasn't having Disco Baller with your glamorousness. But we also got our guy Plasma Beach.
I am so grateful there are beautiful women like Disco Color on this show, and there are such enthusiastic people like all of you. You are such wonderful people and so entertaining. What can I say? I am just grateful to be here. And I am too, Al. You
One
know
leg,
I love
Willie. We can't forget you. Raider Nation, rock on, Willie.
That's right. That's right, Al. And I'm just grateful to be with you.
Olivia, I just love your English accent. Can I have a Thanksgiving Day kiss, please?
Always, Al. Mwah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now we are going to get into the NFL recap. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
So, in the NFL recap, let's go with the Ravens bouncing back and beating the Bengals. Okay? Joe Burrow is out for the year with that wrist injury. But first, it was Joe's calf. He rehabbed that, fellas. And the Bengals won 4 in a row. They just ran up on that big brother, which is the Ravens. And the Ravens are ready. Like, the Ravens are ready. Do not be surprised, America, that they be in the Super Bowl. And guess what, Faison? I had a premonition. You know what that was? They gonna beat the Chiefs.
Oh.
And as much as I'm a Chiefs and Saints fan, I got to keep it 100 with you guys, right? The Ravens got a running game. They've got a good defensive line. They've got an offensive line. And granted, Mark Andrews got hurt. Injury note. Mark Andrews got hurt. He might come back for the playoffs. But Lamar Jackson signed that deal. But he's got 3 wide receivers, people. He's got Rashard Bateman, Zay Flowers, a fast slot receiver. Not as fast as Tyreek Hill. And then they got ODB. And we ain't talking about ODB from Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang Killer. I like ODB. You know what I'm saying? Woo.
He's finally going to him now. He's finally
He's
throwing
throwing
him
to
the ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
That whole game was injury city. I mean, but you remember the controversy before that game talking about Joe Burrow wearing the wrist bracelet, and he wasn't designated on the injury report. He can't even grip a football right now.
I know.
A lot of ligaments in his hand, and that's an injury that could last through his entire career.
So, you know, that window's closed. I mean, Bingo Nation, I'm sorry, but
He's the next Dan Marino.
you know,
Goes when he's young.
he's gonna get out there. So this team is really getting me by storm. Remember when early in the year you was talking about the Lions?
Lions? I'm not lying.
He ain't lying about the
He
Lions.
ain't
He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
That was that 10 points they scored in a matter of what, minute and 30 seconds?
Oh my gosh! Against
Shoot.
my Bears.
Yes, they were down. Bears was up 14.
Yeah.
Right? And the Lions came back and won that game 31-26.
It was like Halloween all over again.
Justin Fields over 100 yards rushing. Had a great game.
You know?
He did.
But let's say something good, though, because Rylee, what's your football team?
Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
Let's go Cowboys.
Yeah. And guess what? Like we said last week, Cowboys, cash money. Beat the Panthers 33-10. And it was no contest. I'm talking no contest. So let's go to another good Texas team that has that good hero spirit quarterback that we've been talking about, right, Seth?
It's unbelievable.
CJ Stroud, God bless you, brother. God bless you. I mean, like, he feeds people, and I'm wondering what he gonna do this Thanksgiving. You know, because I hadn't seen you in a while to chop it up with you. CJ Stroud, father was never in his life like my father.
Oh, wow.
Father been incarcerated, you know what I'm saying? So went to Ohio State, found the good Lord, found it, and took that same spirit into the Houston Texans, right? And honestly, I just believe that CJ Stroud, MVP, he took that same spirit. They're already talking about MVP now, right? And I can't remember, and that'll be a next trivia question for next week. I can't remember the last rookie MVP. So stay tuned for that next week. I will research that.
He's 25-1 right now, Al. 25-1 for MVP.
25-1. Talk about getting paid.
I believe he's one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
Top. I mean, he had 336 yards and 2 TDs, and they beat the Cardinals 21-16.
And these are game-winning drives they're coming back on.
Yes.
Game-winning
like last
drives.
week.
Yeah.
With still
Last week was a game-winning drive.
Pressure on the line.
running games heating up for the Texans too, and they're still underdogs this week against the Jags. No respect at home.
You said you're taking Jags.
I mean, I am, but
I
I still love CJ Stroud, but Trevor Lawrence, that's my guy.
Well, here is a monster of an upset. But you know what? It was almost evenly matched. Eagles beat the Chiefs on Monday Night Football 21-17. The Eagles shut the Chiefs out, fellas. 14-0 in the second half. Talk to me about that, Faison. What is up with that?
Another sweating game. I had the under on that game.
Wow, and it came in.
I wanted to take Eagles. I was telling everybody, Eagles are like, no, you're crazy. They beat him in the Super Bowl. And I was like, kid you not, Eagles will win this game. And I was like, if I'm not going to take the Eagles, I'm going to take the under. And I was sweating on that the whole fourth quarter. Oh, my goodness.
Devontae Smith not getting in the end zone, that long pass cost me so much money. The anytime touchdown, I was sitting there watching it. I'm like, come on, show a replay. Maybe it hit the ground, but he did.
How did he drop that?
No, he caught that,
No,
but 1 yard short.
No, I think you talking about the one where the guy caught it and then he fell.
Oh, you're talking about Martez Valdez-Scantling to win the game?
The one, yeah, to win the game.
Chiefs have a drop issue, but why are you not I mean, I understand he's double coverage all the time, but Kelsey's your go-to guy. You got to force the ball to him. He kept throwing to his backup tight end who dropped every pass imaginable.
Yeah, they stopped force feeding Kelsey. Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, on 4th and 25, that last drive,
Yeah.
he hit him in the hands. He hit him in the hands, but
I was shaking.
Chiefs, they're a better team than what they showed. And look, as a Dolphins fan, I hate the Chiefs, but they're a better team than what they showed. If they can fix these drop issues, they can run with any team, honestly.
I don't have a lot of dog in this fight because the Chiefs have been letting me down this year. You know,
Yeah, they are.
But I did ask Santa Claus to give me a black Chiefs jersey, and it's going down. You guys will see it. But I know I said the Ravens will be, going to the Super Bowl, but the Chiefs will be in the playoffs. So that is what I'm looking forward to. But here's something. Alert, Rylee. Alert, Seth. Alert, Faison. Somebody got their winning streak snapped. 5-game winning streak, Plasma. Pete.
This is absolutely insanity. I can't wait till you tell us about this. Tell us now, Al.
The 5-game winning streak snapped was the Minnesota Vikings got their winning streak snapped to the Broncos, 20-21. Now here's the skinny, because again, I like the Saints, right? Since Katrina, okay? And here it is. The Saints, the Broncos have my old coach, Sean Casey, right? And he is an offensive coordinator. Like I was telling a lot of people in the streets, hey, Denver, like, we've forgotten about. That was a team that gave up 70 points, right? But Denver has won quietly 3 games in a row.
Against good teams.
Against good teams. So they beat the Bills, right? When the Bills did that blunder.
And who called that? Who called that? I told you.
He did. He called it. Got to give him.
That was a money line.
Yeah, that's it right there. So here it is. The Broncos, who looked horrible, Faison, they're now 5-5.
Yep.
They're now 5-5.
They're gonna get into the playoffs.
5-5. They're getting it together. And sooner or later, you can't keep a bad team down with a coach that likes to win and has a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Has Russell found his groove back?
Wilson. But here it is. You know who's really been doing key things for him? Sutton.
Oh, yeah.
Sutton.
Safety blanket.
Sutton. This dude caught the winning touchdown against the Bills. Toe tap, sideline, got the other foot in, touchdown against the Bills, and then caught the game winner, again, game winner in the back of the end zone.
Double coverage.
Against the right, double coverage. Russ put it right there on the money. So Sutton's about 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, I mean, he's better than Judy. I thought Judy was going to be the guy.
You know, and Sutton was their first round draft pick. So they got receivers by committee. It's just their defense is young.
Yeah.
You know, that's about it. But, you know, give it time.
They still have Patrick Surtain.
Just give it time. And then we are going to say something good about Bills Mafia, okay? You know, you guys bounced back, beat the Jets, okay? But to be honest with you, you, me, Rylee, and the 702 team, we can go beat the Jets. You know why? Because they just benched their quarterback. Seth, say something about that. Didn't you say they just benched the quarterback, Martin?
I mean, look, it was bound to happen eventually, but I'm telling you right now, the lock of the week, the lock of the year, is Garrett Wilson under receiving yards. You're going to have Ramsey draped all over him the entire game. You have a backup quarterback, and you know the coach is telling him, do not throw towards Ramsey. We've seen what's happened every time someone throws towards Ramsey. Interception, interception, interception. So you heard it right here. Under on Garrett Wilson, 52.5 receiving yards.
That is a good call.
Put the money on it right now. That's free money right now.
Let's put the money on it right here.
Put the money on that one.
Shockey even said it. Got the dog barking right. Put the money on it.
And I'm not just saying that because I'm a huge Dolphin fan. Well, I kind of am, but we're going to dominate.
Okay, so let's move on real quick. So we just did our recaps. So before we go into previews, I want to talk about what's happening in MLB. Okay, MLB. So found out that all the owners have agreed for the A's to be here. Okay.
There we go.
But I found out the skinny it is that I did not want to release because I got top value information that, granted, the owners said, yeah, to come here, there's still money to be on the table. That A's owner wants $328 million and 9 acres. He wants the money and 9 acres, stadium and that. And it's really all up into like the politics of it, you know. 702 Sports does get valuable information, so we're just gonna leave that on the cuff, right? But I'm gonna let you know it's real estate and money that has to deal. And they're also thinking about being here in 2028. In 2028.
So are they still looking at the Tropicana site?
They're looking at the Tropicana site, but because a lot of people are gonna lose their jobs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's the political side of it. You know what I mean? People losing their jobs and stuff like that. And between now it being 2023 and 2028, there's 5 years to kind of predict that, but and get that straight. You know,
aren't they going to come over here and play at the AAA park for the first few years?
That's where they're trying to find out. Are they going to have the people play in Oakland for a couple of more years? Because they still don't want to play. We have one of the most beautifulest AAA ballparks, Aviator Ballpark out in Summerlin.
Not just one of them is voted #1 AAA park in the entire country. Number one.
Wow. Wow. Number one, thank you, Seth. Number one AAA ballpark. Okay, right now, we're going to go on a quick commercial break, and we'll be back in 2 and 2. When we come back now, we've got some good picks because Faison got some college basketball information for you, right? The season's too early for me. I normally don't get down to the nitty-gritty till after January in college basketball, but the 702 family, we do have that pigskin, which is picks for Thursday and for Sunday, and we have the college football. So come back, come see us in 2 and 2. Thank you for your time. We are back here at 702 Sports, previewing our favorite sport, college football, NCAA preview, where the big game of the year. Ohio State, undefeated, at Michigan, undefeated, 152,000 people there. My boy Big John is there. 3 rows up from the end zone, Michigan alumni. Michigan minus 3.5, over under 46.5. Fellas, who you got?
I'm taking Ohio State. Sorry, JP, I know you're not here right now, and I know for a fact you're taking Michigan, but I'm taking Ohio State in this one.
First loss to Michigan, Ohio State money line. I had Michigan losing last game, but you guys, you can rub it in my face, but I'll rub this one in your face.
Me, myself, I'm not picking a team. I'm going to bet the over 46.5 because Big Al likes his eggs over easy with a little pepper and salt. So I think both teams can get in the 20s. It's a big game. But if I had to pick a team, Plasma Pete, if I had to pick a team, Pete, it would be the Wolverines of Michigan.
Ooh, Al, tell me more about this pick and why.
Because Michigan has not only beaten them the last 2 years, fellas, they play physical and they have dominated the line of scrimmage. And when it comes to that, that's what matters. And Michigan always punches Ohio State in the mouth. Ohio State has Marvin Harris Jr., and that's all they got on as a wideout. Now, I do want to, I was wanting to see Ohio State win, but as I thought about over these last 4 days, I had to be, I'd take the more physical team. And Michigan is physical, and they're at home. So this is Michigan's game to win, not to give it away to Ohio State for their ticket to be punched. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I'm just a little biased in this one. I don't like Michigan. I just can't. I don't want to see Michigan get in the playoffs.
Now, this week is rivalry week. Rivalry week. And lots of rivalries. One, the Iron Bowl. We talked about it. Alabama at Auburn. Auburn minus 14. Is that a good lay, or is it money line, or is it lay to 14? Faison, what you think?
Auburn, we're laying to 14.
Laying the 14 with Alabama?
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Backwards.
Yep.
Alabama minus 14.
Minus 14.
Okay, we over here, I'm going to lay that chalk, right?
100%.
Like Alabama, 702 Sports, Seth just said it. We're all going with Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide. Another interstate rivalry. Kentucky at the Ville. That's Louisville. Who you got?
Louisville.
Louisville.
I'm taking Kentucky. I'm going against the public on this one.
Oh.
I'm telling you right now.
Oh.
I like Kentucky in this one.
Kill our Christmas, too, huh?
I like Kentucky in this one.
Louisville minus 7. Seth has a cheese grater in his back pocket. He's going against the grain.
I got to go against the
going
grain.
Against the grain. All right, another rivalry. UNC, North Carolina, at NC State. And NC State just beat Virginia Tech. Remember I was talking about that sneaky team?
Big time.
NC State now is looking to, I think they're trying to play Louisville in that ACC championship game. So UNC just dropped a big one. I had UNC last week because I like Drake May.
Yep.
I rock him, but I think he fell out of the Heisman hunt. and head coach Mac Jones. Mac, you know what I'm saying? So now you got to play NC State. UNC's favored by 2.5 at NC State.
They're in trouble. UNC's in trouble. North Carolina State, they do not play. They do not
What
play.
have you seen with them? Is it defense?
Defense is ridiculous. We're talking about turnover after turnover after turnover. They will make you turn the ball over.
All right. Turnover City. I like dogs too. What you think?
I'm taking UNC on that one. I think they're going to win by at least 7, honestly.
Wow. Cheese grater Seth.
He's good against all the odds here.
I put my money in on already. I took an alternate spread too, so we'll see how this one pans out.
Now, the over-under is 54.5. I like betting interstate rivalries overs because a lot of emotion. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fans. You know, the band out there. That's why I love college football. Last week I was watching a lot of college football. You'll be amazed. The bands that are in the stands with the UCLA, USC, they just add it. I mean, it's like the aroma, just the aura of being there. Like, I cannot wait for us to be at the UNLV games. Oh, wow. You know what I mean? I cannot wait till we do that and the Pac-12 championship game. So that's going to be exciting. The over/under is 54.5. I'm gonna ride with that one. Here is the Apple Cup. Washington State at Washington. Michael Penix Jr. Don't forget the name. Washington is now ranked 4th, and Washington State has a rookie quarterback, freshman quarterback we talked about earlier in the second, but he's fell off, and Washington State jumped off 4-0, remember? We're talking about that. So, in this game, I mean, laying 16.5.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
What do you guys think?
I mean, number 4, like, you're so close to not making the playoffs. You have to produce. You have to perform right now.
I see.
There's no wiggle room for error.
I see.
Texas, you have Oregon, you have Alabama knocking on the door right there. I mean, look, you got to cover spreads right now if you want to get in the playoffs.
That's right. You have to win big. Win big.
Doesn't mean I'm going to bet it, but
so we're just going to lay this 16.5 out there. We've been betting for quite some time, America. So this game is to be watched.
But
go ahead. What are you going to say?
I'm going to add one thing.
Go ahead.
Washington, they have to be ready for Washington State. You know why?
Why?
Because Michael Penix Jr. has to be able to run the ball or hand it off, and that's their biggest dilemma. They don't know who's the running back. Is the quarterback the running back, or is the running back?
You're right.
We don't know, so that's why it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a slower game. Washington State's gonna pick it up. I think they'll cover.
All right. What do you guys think about this? This is a better bet, I think, for myself, and I'm gonna lay this bet. 16.5 for the game. I'm gonna bet him in the first half. Okay. I'm gonna go to my sports book up the way, and if they're minus 10 or less, I'll take that. I do believe Washington at home, now ranked 4th, that place will be sold out. You know that, right? So they're going to be really super hyped. So I'd rather just get paid in the first half and just be done with it. Another game we're going to talk about real quick is the Ole Miss Mississippi State game. Lane Kiffin, Mississippi State is but Ole Miss, they're both SEC schools. This game is a big game too. Any SEC rivalry is always a big game. Ole Miss is laying 11. 56.5 is the total.
I'm going to hammer Ole Miss. I'm hammering Ole Miss.
I like Ole Miss.
By a lot.
That's a big spread, but I mean, I'll go with it.
You go with that one?
I'll go with that.
Okay, we got one more game. We're going to go ahead, and then after that, we're gonna push to the NFL. But this is a really super big game in the Pac-12. Oregon State at Oregon. Oregon's minus 14, trying to get back to the Pac-12 championship game, right? Without a loss. If they lose this game, they're out. They're even out of the Pac-12 because they'll have 2 losses.
Now, Al, you remember what happened last year, Oregon State?
That was
one of the craziest games. So Oregon's about to get in the Pac-12 championship.
Yep.
They go to Oregon State.
Okay.
They are dominating, and then everything fell apart in that 4th quarter. Yep. Everything fell apart.
Wow.
Knocked Oregon out of the playoffs. No, out of the Pac-12 championship. we had Utah versus USC.
That was in Corvallis. So what's the odds of that happening? And now they're playing.
Now they're in Oregon.
Now they're playing in Oregon.
You know how to say like the Beavers are more clever than the Ducks?
Yeah.
They have to build the dams and everything. I'm going to stick with Oregon State because we're going to keep building them dams.
I like that. He put Mother Nature in the whole dilemma. You know what I'm saying? I like that.
That's a good way of thinking about it.
I like that. Me, myself, Oregon, -14. Man, I'm taking the chalk. I think Oregon's going to put the blast on them.
I think so, too.
I think Oregon's going to put the blast on them. So, look, we've talked about the NCAA and our preview for that. Now, let's go to the NFL preview. Yeah. Bills at Eagles. Eagles 3.5.
Eagles for sure.
Eagles fly.
And over half an interception.
702. Fly, Eagles fly. We got it. So, big game in the AFC South. Big game. So big, I need this. It's that big, okay? Because now we got the Jacksonville Jaguars that are playing the Houston Texans. Texans at home. Texans is a 1-point underdog. The bookies don't even know about this game. What do you think about it? Our boy CJ Stroud at home.
Look, they're still not giving this guy any respect in the betting world. I really don't get it. I knew Trevor Lawrence was going to have a bounce-back game last week. 2 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. Now he's got to go to Houston. I'm still taking the Jags, though. I'm sorry, Texas. I'm still taking and I love CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud, one of my favorite players right now.
Yes.
But I'm taking the Jags.
He's making it tough for me. I'm going to stick with the Texans.
We like Texans over here. CJ Stroud, you're a winner. You're a leader of men.
Home underdogs.
So this is one big game right here. Ravens, Chargers. Ravens -4. Who you got?
I'm taking the over on that game for sure. No, I'm taking the Ravens. I'm sorry. The Chargers just
so inconsistent.
Horrible.
So
I don't
inconsistent.
understand. Like, you're wasting Herbert's talent there.
They look like one of the top teams this year, didn't they, at the beginning?
Yeah, in the beginning of the year. Everybody, Chargers.
They sold
I remember my Dolphins beating in week 1. So I remember, just throwing it out there. Don't forget that one. On the road.
And one thing about that is that, like, that head coach is on his way out.
Oh, he should have been gone a long time ago.
So last game we're going to recap real quick is we're going to go with Chiefs at the Raiders.
Well, that's interesting. You know who always has the Raiders? Who always has the Chiefs number? Who always just randomly beats the Chiefs? The Raiders. Somehow, some way. I don't know how they do it.
I like the Raiders too, man. Plus 9.5 at home.
Well, I'm not saying I like them this week. I'm just saying they're a weird team.
I'm gonna pull out the cheese grater on this one. I'm going with the dog.
Last year, I had the Raiders money line first half, and they did win. What, 17-0? Yeah.
Right on.
But they lost the game by 1.
Again, as a Dolphins fan, I would love nothing more than the Chiefs to lose.
Okay, so we have just finished what we like for both NCAA and NFL. I want to tell you thank you for coming and joining our homegrown Thanksgiving Day celebration. We appreciate everyone who listens and watches us and follows us. Thank you so much, and happy holidays and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Bye-bye.